Hi there, James here for Phoenix Arts Martial Arts on our self-defense content. Today I'm going to share with you the two-word answer to just about every self-defense question I've ever come across. Pretty bold statement, but yeah. So the two-word answers are, hey James, what happens if they've got a gun, knife, syringe, bat, blah, I've been struck, shot or stabbed, or there's multiple people, or like, you know. So for this, we're going to already assume that you couldn't talk or walk your way out of it, okay? If you can do those things, you don't need this training. So what I mean is, like, you don't need to apply this training. Everyone needs this training. So what's the two-word answer that I give everyone? The very first answer I give you when you're very first starting is hit them. Yep. Two-word answer solves most of it. There are other two-word answers as well, but the hit them one solves most of it. Usually I'll get like, if, James, what happens if I can't see where to hit? I'll like, keep hitting. Okay, so two-word answers. You want to keep it simple, and I'll share why you want to keep it simple in a moment. So that's the first step. The very first one you learn is just hit them. Okay. Once again, this is for defending yourself, and this is not for like dispute resolution of someone saying they don't like your hair, or rah. We assume that you're in the worst case scenario of your life. You're in a really bad situation. This is for the really bad stuff, okay, and that you couldn't walk or talk your way out of. Someone cuts you off at the intersection, meh. They needed to get there sooner than you did, doesn't matter. Someone says they don't like the color of your hair, meh. Someone says you're fat, you're ugly, you're thin, you've got blue eyes, you've got pink eyes, you're white, you're black, you're pink, meh. Doesn't matter. Does not matter, you know? Does not matter. Your life is not a renewable resource, so you can't afford to play around with it. Someone says, give me your keys and your money. Give me your keys and your money. Your car should have insurance for theft. Your car is a renewable resource. Your money is a renewable resource. You are not. Okay? So I wanted to get there, and I'll do that in another video, but just this is for those bad situations. So hit them, and then as you train and you progress, ideally you want it to become injure them. And the reason you want to do that is because anatomical injury causes that part that you've injured to cease its function at either like completely, or it degrades it, which means they can no longer use it as it should. So if someone's hopped up on drugs or alcohol and they come at you and you injure the knee, not hurt it, but you injure the knee, structurally they cannot use it anymore. Okay, so you start with hit them and then you move to injure them. Alright, once again, you are always, I cannot tell you when to use and when not to use. It has to be your decision. If you're in a court of law and they go, why did you use this? It's not like, because James told me, it would have to be, more like, my life, that's the only option, after you talked with your lawyer. However, to get to the stage where you can be in court having that discussion, you need to live. And you want your shopping list for your self-defense to be as short as possible. And to make it as short as possible, it's just going to be hit them. And then eventually, as you train, you want to get to the injure them as soon as possible. Okay? And the shopping list thing is really important, because when someone in an asocial violence situation, the person who's instigating, and for designations of instigator and attacker, you can see my video on instigating and attacking. For someone who's instigating that, you've been shot, struck, or stabbed, or something like that, if you turn around and you go through like, I'm going to get in my stance, and then I'm going to blah, and then I'm going to try and talk my way out of it, and then I'm going to like check my available exits, and I'm going to try and exit, like those five, and then like by the time you realize that you should have just gone with hit them, you've been interacted with for a very long time, and you might know, and you may no longer have the functionality to defend yourself. Okay, so you need to have a very tiny shopping list. I have been shot, struck, or stabbed. Hit them. But James, what happens if I've been stabbed? Hit them. What happens if I've been... See? Hit them. Okay, what happens if there's multiple people? Hit them. James, what happens if... Hit them. So, you want to keep it simple. The whole, oh yeah, I'm going to like put my hands up and then they're going to like strike out at me and I'm going to do a catch and then I'm going to put my hands here and then I'm going to blah and then I'm going to... It's already too much. Okay? You have adrenaline pumping through your veins. Your fine motor skills have gone out the window. Your blood's rushed to all your organs and you're going to be clammy and sweaty. You may even evacuate your bowels. Okay? Now that's all natural and normal and okay. And if you do all that, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with you. Okay? They're all safety mechanisms of your body. You'll get cotton mouth and dry mouth and other things, and I'll cover that in another video. But you need to know that that's natural, normal, okay. And your shopping list, your to-do list, is hit them. That's it. Okay? And as your training progresses, it becomes more efficient. It becomes more controlled and more precise, so that you move from hit them to injure them. Okay, so so we've covered the 3 questions, and you can see the video on the 3 questions, which is setting that mindset up. We've covered the designation of instigator and attacker, and how that once again sets your mindset up so that you're not like adding the fear of the victim mindset on top of it. Then when you actually need to physically do, so in the video where I was saying about instigator and attacker, I would test my students like, you've been stabbed, what do you do? And they need to go like, they need to attack. Their shopping list, their to-do list is get them, hit them, injure them. Okay, it's do a thing. Okay, later you can freak out, cry, scream, have a mental breakdown. Later, when you're alive, you can do those things, okay? Now is not the time when you're having it happen to you. Now is the time to deal with the threat. And once the threat's dealt with, then you can have a breakdown. Like, go for it. You deserve it. Okay? So, keep it simple. Like martial artists, we love complicating stuff. It's an issue we have. It's a problem. It's an addiction. Okay, so don't be like all the other martial artists. Keep it simple. Just hit them. And then train yourself to get it to the point where you injure them on contact. Okay? And we'll talk about that in another one. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask below. And feel free to like, share, subscribe, hit the little notification button. And thank you very much for letting me share with you today about Phoenix Arts Martial Arts to-do list, which is hit them. 2-word answer to all your self-defense questions.